Monday, the 3rd of February, 2025. First reading. Reading from the book of Hebrews. Brothers and sisters, what more shall I say? For time would fail me to tell of Gideon, Barak, Samson, Jephthah, of David and Samuel and the prophets who through faith conquered kingdoms, enforced justice, obtained promises, stopped the mouths of lions, quenched the power of fire, escaped the edge of the sword, were made strong out of weakness, became mighty in war, put foreign armies to flight. Women received back their dead by resurrection. Some were tortured, refusing to accept release, so that they might rise again to a better life. Others suffered mocking and flogging, and even chains and imprisonment. They were stoned, they were sawn in two, they were killed with a sword. They went about in skins of sheep and destitute, afflicted, mistreated, of whom the world was not worthy, wandering about in deserts and mountains, and in dens and caves of the earth. And all these, though commended through their faith, did not receive what was promised, since God had provided something better for us, that apart from us they should not be made perfect. Responsorial Psalm. Be strong, let your heart take courage. All who hope in the Lord. How great is the goodness, Lord, that you keep for those who fear you, that you show to those who trust you. In the sight of the children, be strong, let your heart take courage. All who hope in the Lord, you hide them in the shelter of your presence, secure from human scheming. You keep them safe within your tent, from disputing tongues. Be strong, let your heart take courage. All who hope in the Lord, blessed be the Lord, for he has wondrously shown me his merciful love in a fortified city. Be strong, let your heart take courage. All who hope in the Lord, I am far removed from your sight. I said in my alarm, yet you heard the voice of my plea, when I cried to you for help. Be strong, let your heart take courage. All who hope in the Lord, love the Lord, all you his saints. The Lord guards the faithful, but the Lord will repay to the full the one who acts with pride. Be strong, let your heart take courage. All who hope in the Lord. Gospel acclamation. Alleluia, alleluia. A great prophet has arisen among us, and God has visited his people. Alleluia. Gospel. Reading from the book of Mark. At that time, Jesus and his disciples came to the other side of the lake, to the country of the Gerasenes. And when Jesus had stepped out of the boat, immediately there met him out of the tombs a man with an unclean spirit. He lived among tombs, and no one could bind him any more, not even with a chain, for he had often been bound with shackles and chains. But he wrenched the chains apart, and he broke the shackles in pieces. No one had the strength to subdue him. Night and day among the tombs and on the mountains he was always crying out and cutting himself with stones. And when he saw Jesus from afar, he ran and fell down before him, and crying out with a loud voice, he said, What have you to do with me, Jesus, Son of the Most High God? I adjure you by God, do not torment me. For he was saying to him, Come out of the man, you unclean spirit. And Jesus asked him, What is your name? He replied, My name is Legion, for we are many. And he begged him earnestly not to send them out of the country. Now a great herd of pigs was feeding there on the hillside, and they begged him, saying, Send us to the pigs, let us enter them. So he gave them permission, and the unclean spirits came out and entered the pigs. And the herd, numbering about 2,000, rushed down the steep bank into the sea and drowned in the sea. The herdsmen fled and told it in the city and in the country, and people came to see what it was that had happened. And they came to Jesus and saw the demon-possessed man, the one who had had the legion, sitting there, clothed and in his right mind, and they were afraid. And those who had seen it described to them what had happened to the demon-possessed man and to the pigs. and they began to beg Jesus to depart from their region. As he was getting into the boat, the man who had been possessed with demons begged him that he might be with him, and he did not permit him, but said to him, "Go home to your friends and tell them how much the Lord has done for you, and how he has had mercy on you." And he went away and began to proclaim in the Decapolis how much Jesus had done for him, and everyone marveled. Gospel of the Lord.